Welcome to Silicon Sports Spectator. That's right. We'll get that tongue twister. Probably a bad decision to make that, but I'm sticking with it. I'm a man of commitment, so we'll stick with the triple S, we'll call it. Maybe that's just how I'll lead it with. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in. Talking everything about Silicon Valley sports, professional sports across the Bay Area, and the fan experience. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Review what's going on with some of our local teams, some big activity going on, especially in the city this past weekend, but also some reasons for optimism. Soccer, baseball kicking off here pretty soon in the Bay Area. So let's go around the horn and see what's been going on. The big story, of course, this past weekend in mid-February was San Francisco hosted the All-Star game for the NBA. And I took Bart over and checked out the NBA crossover events. That was the fan experience at Moscone Center. It's pretty cool. A lot of exhibits and some cool player meetups and stuff. Got to get up, real close and personal with them, see a bunch of the sponsors. They did a really nice job with it. And again, inexpensive thing, a lot of kids running around, and it was a good family event. So yeah, well done there. I thought Moscone did a good job. Didn't have to wait in line or anything like that. The whole thing was pretty smooth. Now, the other events that were going on, we had, there was the Rising Stars basketball game. There was the celebrity basketball game over at the old Oracle Arena, now just the Oakland Arena, I think. I don't even know if it has a name or a sponsored name on it. So apologies if there is one, and I just don't know it. But those things were going on. And, of course, at Chase Center hosting the big event on Sunday, the actual All-Star game, and as well as on Saturday, the skills competitions, dunk contest, 3-point competition. NBA crossover was fantastic. And again, it was pretty cool, especially a couple Bay Area legends, either from the past and current, were there. I got to see up and close and personal Chris Mullin. It was great. He was playing knockout against a group of kids. It was pretty fun to watch. I swear I don't think he missed a free throw the entire time that I was watching him shoot around. But it was still, it was very cool. Looney, Moody, I saw both kind of made appearances in various booths during the exhibit. Even saw Wiggins too. That was kind of cool. And just a week or two after he had been traded, it's great to see him. That guy should never have to buy a drink in this town after his great performance in the finals against the Celtics. Again, aside from Curry, is probably the most important person in that series. Yeah, but during the NBA All-Star game, I admit I did not really tune in much for this. Again, the crossover event was pretty cool, and even with the local presence here, I did not have much of a desire to tune into it. And I think that's very telling just in general for the NBA as they try to figure out, how to attract eyeballs for this event. It's just, bottom line is that when the players don't care, it shows, right? And you can say that they don't care because of the effort that is displayed. Again, they're not trying, really that hard. And maybe that's too much of a blanket statement, because I will say, some people were having fun with it and all that, and they're just trying to put on a good show. I give them that. The point that I really, I keep harping on, I mentioned this in the first episode last week, it's really inaccessible for the average fan. Again, this is supposed to be an event for the fans, right? And again, Chase Center, I checked, all weekend long to see, okay, well, what are the tickets going for these different events? And for the actual All-Star game, it was ridiculous. Chase Center, upper bowl seats, $1,000, lower bowl, $3,000. Again, those are aftermarket, of course, and so demand's a little strange, but you can't buy tickets, at all. It's like, how is the average fan supposed to go? And again, if it's more of an event for the sponsors, so be it. My company is one of the big sponsors for the NBA and for that event, though I did not get tickets. But I was really disappointed in that too, and that also just additionally soured me on the whole thing. But what was pretty cool, Steph getting the MVP, that was nice. And again, I don't know if they just gave it to him. I didn't really watch the games. I saw a couple highlights of, him shooting half-court threes and all that, which is, I wish we could say we were surprised, but it's always great to see that. So, but I don't know. I saw a lot of criticism about the event, just and people didn't like the format and so forth. You heard both criticisms as well as suggestions for new ways of doing things. But yeah, I hope that just in the future, the NBA, tries to make it a priority just to make that more accessible from a price point. It, again, really was unattainable. That's why I was happy to go to the NBA crossover event, which happened the Friday before. Very chill environment. Plenty of time to get into that big space at Moscone, and a great experience overall. For me, that checked all the boxes. And I had a great experience. I would have loved to have brought my daughter to it, kind of talk her into it, but I think she would have had a good time. Maybe the other, another talking point too, just again, you'll probably have already picked up too. I'm not huge into, overthinking or overanalyzing, these types of conversations, but because it's getting a lot of buzz and everything. Draymond was interviewed during one of the broadcasts, and of course, continues to push the Warriors as championship contenders. In fact, going so far as to say we will win the championship. I love this. Do I believe it? Probably not. But at the same time, I think that's exactly the energy and belief that we need from a good leader. Again, even if I think you're the worst team in the NBA, certainly not the Warriors, but just in general, I think any player should be really touting that optimistic perspective too. So it was great to see Draymond. I love it. And, all the talking heads now are, kind of go back to those lines and, the pressure's on the Warriors. I don't think the pressure has changed at all. But I will say, I feel as, he probably wasn't saying that a couple of weeks ago, pre-Jimmy Butler. But now that if this gives some extra confidence, some extra energy, after the trade deadline and everything, I'm all for it. Again, it's a small sample size. The Warriors are now 3-1 since the big Jimmy Butler trade. So yeah, they're looking good. We'll see if that momentum can continue. The Warriors pick up again on I think on Sunday, and it'll be great to see if they can continue a little win streak going on. One last basketball point too, or basketball adjacent, I should say, is it's pretty cool. It didn't get a lot of publicity, at least not in my circles, but the at Chase Center, or just outside Chase Center in Thrive City, the retail environment right outside the venue, they just opened up this new giant sports bar, Splash. And I am really stoked to see this. I've seen some few pictures about this. I think during All-Star weekend, it was closed for a lot of private events and things, but I forget the square footage of this, but it's multi-story, maybe 30,000 square foot, if I get that number right. It could be completely wrong on that, but a huge space. There's some golf simulators in there. It looks like it's a great place. Just opened up this month. Whether you're going to a game, you check it out beforehand, or after a game, same thing after a concert or something, or even just if you're in the city and looking for some place to do. It looks like some great upscale food and certainly a fantastic environment. I, for one, am excited to check it out. May even reserve a golf booth and shoot a little virtual golf in there. Check out Splash in Thrive City. Shifting gears now over to hockey, the big story here, of course, has been really captivating everyone is the Four Nations tournament. And it was, again, tonight's the championship game, USA versus Canada. We already saw one great match with USA edging their rivals from up north, and that qualified them for this final. Canada knocked off Sweden and got in. And a couple things there was, they knocked off Finland. Canada knocked off Finland. But cool thing about that game actually was Mikael Granlund, former San Jose Shark, again, last 2 seasons has been our leading scorer, really showed up. I was really glad to see him get some meaningful, time, not only to make his club squad, but he just looked fantastic out there. He had the overtime winner against Sweden. And then in the Canada game, they're down 3 goals late, and he scores 2 goals late in the third period. It's like 2 minutes left, but 2 goals about 20 seconds apart. So all of a sudden, what seemed like an impossible victory, Granlund puts him into a position to really make Canada sweat there. And that would have changed who our USA opponent was in the finals. Alas, Sidney Crosby seems to always do this, gets an empty netter on a great defensive play and sealed that victory for Canada And so that's great. It's going to be a ratings boon. I'm really happy for it. But every one of those games, I watched most of them. Just the energy and passion of the players, so great. And contrast that again to the NBA All-Star Game, where you don't see that. Again, this has been a ratings boom for the NHL. I'm happy to see it. I hope they expand this in the coming years. I'd love to see the Czech Republic and Russia get involved there too. So we'll see about that. But tonight we're certainly rooting for our USA squad. So to our Canadian neighbors, sorry, we're all in on the USA today. So looking forward to a great match there. I think it's going to be a really tight game again, and I could see this going either way. Certainly Canada has every tool. They look at that lineup and it's just like, how could they not win here? I don't know. USA pretty well stacked though too. I love the Kachuk brothers. It's fun to root for them in this environment. I'm usually rooting against them, but we'll see. All right, so that game is tonight, Thursday night, the 20th. A couple other just hockey notes, just if you're looking for something to do, a couple cool opportunities coming up. One, I want to give a shout out to my San Jose Barracuda. Again, I still think it's just one of the most overlooked, things to do for fun around the area. They have their own arena down at Tech CU where the Sharks practice and everything, all those beer league hockey games. The San Jose Barracuda this coming week, I think it's on, so it's a week from next Wednesday, the 26th. They have a current promotion right now, $6 tickets. And let me tell you, at Tech CU Arena, there is not a bad seat in the house. So go on their socials, San Jose Barracuda, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You should see this promotion. Again, $6 tickets. There's not a bad seat in the house. Bring the family. Big shout out to them. Thanks for making our sport so accessible to the fans. And it's fantastic hockey too. Also, one that I'm thinking about doing, and I've done that already twice this year and a couple times last year, the Sharks just announced their March Breakaway Pass. If you're not familiar with this, the Breakaway Pass is their monthly pass for the games in that month. There's 8 home games in March, and the Sharks are offering tickets for this pass. You can subscribe to it. It's $100 get you into 8 different games. And now your ticket rotates. The day of the game, you get a text saying where your ticket is. But I tell you, I've had good experience with this. Maybe not 50% of the time, but a pretty, let's say 30% of the time. I've gotten lower bowl seats for it. But if not, again, you're in a good venue and you can watch the Sharks. So again, the Breakaway Pass, 8 games in March, $100. Fantastic deal. And so again, hope you consider signing up for that one, as I will be. All right, but some exciting time here with soccer coming up. One thing I did check out this weekend, also on, I guess it was Sunday, was the Earthquakes had their season kickoff party. It was really cool. I love this again too. This is happening during pretty much the exact same time as the NBA All-Star Game, and I just want to contrast this too. Again, this was a free event. Held at Social in downtown San Jose, cool sports bar. And they had players show up, sign autographs. They had, store and different food deals and so forth. I absolutely love this. It was, again, walk right in, players, the lines weren't crazy or anything like that, but it was just a really cool environment. The players were, very friendly and chatting with everyone. I absolutely love that. Again, I think that was just a, venue and celebration, for the team. There wasn't a lot of bells and whistles to it, but at the same time, the players showed up. They seemed excited. And again, the further context here, you think about it, the Earthquakes last year were historically bad. I hate to say it, right? I went to a few of those games. And, it doesn't seem like there'd be much room for optimism, but hey, we, again, signed a couple scorers. Joseph Martinez, former MVP, is now signed to the squad. I saw him at the event, so it was really cool. Just again, some new energy for the club. Always rooting for them, and their season kicks off this Saturday the 22nd. Their season opener. Check them out. They play at home, and if you're not going to go in person, PayPal Park's a wonderful place. But if you're going to watch on TV, again, check it out through the MLS package on Apple TV. Baseball, a couple quick notes here that, again, just again, excitement about spring training happening, I'm this transitioning Giants fan, so forth. And I just wanted to share a funny anecdote that as I begin my new adventure as a Giants fan and rooting for them, I needed some gear. So I went on to Fanatics, bought a bunch of hats, sweatshirts, shirts, all that jazz. They had a big President's Day sale. So I took advantage of some pretty steep discounts there on that, but also use this opportunity to kind of rant against Fanatics too, since we're talking the whole fan experience here, right? I have yet to have really a good experience with Fanatics, and it bugs me because, again, they're the officially licensed partner, and so when you order through them, or if you're going to order legitimate, gear or whatever, it's through them. They always have these ridiculous fees and prices and so forth. Whatever, you always hear me complain about stuff like this. I swear I'm not like totally cheap, but I'm always on the eye for, look on the lookout for a bargain. Anyways, I took advantage, getting this nice sale, but again, they add all these fees and so forth. And so I don't know, it always kind of bugs me. But then when you actually do get it, the stuff, I honestly have to look sometimes just to make sure, take a close look to see, okay, is everything printed straight and correct? You kind of hear these nightmare stories, and I've seen this myself in my own orders. The nightmare stories about being like, misspelling of a player's name, or, the logo is incorrect and so forth. I've had things that I've ordered from them where the logo is visibly crooked and have sent things back. And even when you send things back, they don't make it easy. So Fanatics, I hope you guys, again, take, the consideration of our fans here and improve that customer experience. But I am excited. Got some new gear to wear, and we'll see where that goes. Also wanted to give a shout out to Brody Brazil. And you know him currently working for the Sharks. In the past, he's worked on NBC Sports channels, covering the Sharks and the A's and so forth. You can look into his saga, but again, Barry, a guy, one of the inspirations for this channel too. And on the baseball side, he had a really cool interview this is on his personal channel. Watch it on YouTube. That he got to interview Bob Costas. But Costas found his channel, and he had a great interview of Bob and so forth. I really appreciated it. I thought it captured us well, and I was really happy for him, just getting that kind of recognition from someone I'm sure that he looks up to in Bob Costas. So it's a great interview. Well done, Brody. Hope you're a fan of this show. And looking forward to it. But it's been a cool week ahead. Again, with the earthquakes kicking off and so forth. Basketball and hockey are going to be resuming here locally. So anxious to see what all our teams are. But stay tuned for the next couple of weeks, because I'm working on some interviews, getting scheduled and so forth. So we'll have some special guests in here to talk baseball and some other topics as well. So thank you so much as I get this channel going. I really appreciate anyone who can follow and subscribe to the channel, leave comments, anything that helped out the channel. We're just getting going, but I really appreciate your time, your fandom, and your experience as a Bay Area sports fan. For Silicon Sports Spectator, I'm Joe. Thanks for tuning in. Out.